Hello, I'm Paddy from creativemedia.org.uk and I'm here to make not one, but two puddings. I thought I'd have a go at making ice cream, and all the recipes I could find in my book all had four egg yolks in. And I thought, what am I going to do with all the egg white that's left over? And I looked up a few things, none of which were very exciting. Didn't want to make meringue. Chocolate mousse uses lots of egg white, so I'm going to make ice cream and chocolate mousse at the same time, which is actually less work than doing them at different times. Before I start, I've got some double cream. I've got 300 millilitres, which is enough for the ice cream. I've got some vanilla essence. You could have any flavouring you like for the ice cream, that is. I've got enough bowls and jugs and things to put it all in. Chocolate mousse needs chocolate, so I've got some fair trade chocolate here. I've got a microwave which I'm going to use. I've got a whisk, nice manual powered one. I love these. It's just exciting to know that you've made something moussey just with your own strength. But using one of the hand beaters, ooh, hurts the wrist. So these are great. I love them. But electric one will do. Sugar. I've only got a little bit of caster sugar left, so I'm going to maybe use my brown sugar in the ice cream, which will give it a bit more of an interesting taste. Maybe a little smidgen of salt in something, maybe in the ice cream, to give it a bit of a sugary and salty flavour, which is always nice. Okay, well, I've got all my whites now in one place and all my yolks in another place. So this is the ice cream one, this is the mousse one. Okay, I always find the slower thing about cooking is measuring things, so I tend not to bother. I'm just going to put some sugar in this mousse mixture. I've got 4 egg whites. This should serve, well, the last time I made this it served 2 people for maybe 3 puddings. It seemed to keep okay in the fridge. So I just get a kind of idea of what feels about right. That looks about right to me. I'm actually going to delay that a bit because the ice cream, of course, is the slower bit. So, because I've got an ice cream maker. I should have mentioned that at the start. You'll need an ice cream maker to make ice cream as well, which is a machine that churns the ice cream round and round whilst it cools it down, which keeps the ice crystals from forming and stops you ending up with a kind of solid mess. Okay, I'm going to use some brown sugar in my ice cream, so I'm going to spoon in a bit of that. Brown sugar. Whoa! Some of that. And you might want to add some flavouring at this stage as well. I've got some vanilla essence, which is just so nice. I'm going to spoon in a decent amount of that. There we go. Doesn't need too much, but if you don't put enough in, then it's a waste of vanilla because you can't even taste it. Okay, so I'm going to whisk this up, get it all kind of mixed together mostly. You could just stir this up if you want, but the whisk kind of gets it nice and uniform, so you don't get any lumps in it. But then again, a lumpy ice cream is quite nice when there's little bits in it, so you might want to do it more like that. That's nicely mixed together. Did I put any salt in this? I don't think I did. I think I'll put it in a later stage because I've got this sea salt stuff, which that way up, isn't it? Which is kind of quite, I'll tell you, it's quite grainy, it's quite big bits. So it might be nice to have little chunks of salt in the ice cream rather than having it all mixed in and dissolved. So I'm going to do that. All the ice cream recipes I've had have 300 millilitres of cream in, so I've got a thing that is 300 millilitres here, so I can just tip that whole lot in.
Stop, you fool! Heat the cream before adding to the eggs. This will make a custard base for your ice cream. And add thickness. You can heat it in a pan or in a microwave, but do not boil the cream.
Okay, carry on.
Of course, it doesn't need to be whisked, so it doesn't need to be all frothy, it just needs to be properly mixed in. And if you're using a glass bowl, you can look at the bottom and check that everything's mixed in and there's not kind of great chunks of anything stuck in there. Let's have a look. That's pretty well mixed in. You could use a spoon here as well, just to make sure it's all mixed around properly. And as you can see here, my ice cream pot is not very full up yet. So I'm going to top it up a little bit with some, you could use milk, or you could use, like I'm going to, some milk powder and some water, because this is all going to get stirred up. So I'm going to put in a bit of that, but not too much. It's a bit of a kind of balancing act of making it too thin or having it not enough ice cream. So I'm going to sprinkle in a bit more of this milk powder. That's probably a few tablespoons, I'm guessing, and add a little bit of cold water as well, and hopefully that will get stirred through properly. There, I've pretty much half filled this container now. You don't want to have it too full, because by the time the churning thing's in there as well, you don't want to risk it overflowing. I have noticed that commercial milk, that commercial ice cream, quite often does have milk powder in. So I wonder if milk powder is nice for ice cream as opposed to real milk. Right, what I need to do is whisk this up. I'll probably need to clean my whisk off a little bit to make sure there's not cream in it. Though actually, no, cream in a mousse is not a problem, is it? I'm not going to wash the whisk off. I'm going to melt some of my chocolate at the same time as doing my whisking. And I'm not going to do the classic bowl over a saucepan with hot water in, because I'm a bit kind of lazy and a bit slapdash. I'm just going to use my microwave and a oven-proof bit of glassware. I can use this actually. But of course I'm going to keep a very good eye on the microwave, because melting chocolate just straight like this is a little bit risky in a microwave. You can end up burning the chocolates and spoiling it, and maybe even setting light to it, and that's not something I want to do to chocolate or my microwave. How much chocolate does it need? Well, that's a very good question. And obviously with a mousse you could get away with no chocolate at all. I'm going to put in a bit of cocoa powder as well into it. And the proportions are really up to you. I found that when I've added melted chocolate, which I'm going to fold in later on, I get a nice kind of graininess in there, which I really like. You get little kind of tiny bits of chocolate whilst you eat the mousse, rather than it being super smooth. So that's what I like. So this is, I'm going to put a little bit more in, doesn't look enough. A little bit more. Just that much. I'm going to try for that. But actually I am going to put in a cup of water in the microwave as well, because I'm a bit worried that this isn't enough for the microwaves to get their teeth into, as it were, and it might damage my microwave, so I'm going to put just a cup of water in there for it to have something else to heat up to. I'm going to put that on for quite a short time and go back and check, rather than letting it burn. And I'm going to whisk this at the same time, so I'll probably speed this up. magic, isn't it? It's like suddenly gone all into thick foamy stuff. I've also learnt a very valuable lesson. I thought originally I'd put a little bit of salt in as well, give it a bit of, pleasant flavour, as well as the sugar. Do not put salt in your mousse before whisking it, because it will not whisk up into a nice moussey texture like this. It'll just stay like a kind of white liquid, which I now have a jug full of white liquid which is separated out, and I've got to think of something creative to do with it, which will be an interesting challenge. By the time you've got your eggs whisked up to a nice, I think it's called standing peaks, where it just sticks to everything. By the time you've got it in that state, your chocolate should have melted. Here is my melted chocolate. Ooh, yeah, careful. I'm going to burn the fingers. It does get hot. And that is ready to fold in. Folding in really means getting a spoon and just really gently kind of moving it around. It's not like stirring, it's just gently, kind of like a really slow stir. Try and get all that egg off there into there if I can. So I'm going to do my chocolate, and I'm going to put in a little bit of cocoa powder too. Drinking chocolate would work as well. So I'll just sprinkle a little of this on, don't want to go crazy. That'll do. A little bit more, yeah. Oops. Even if I don't manage to scrape it all off, I'm sure this chocolate won't go to waste. You've got to be fairly quick with this process though, because you don't want to leave that mousse lying around with the kind of chocolate, and the chocolate will go solid all in one big lump if you're not careful. So, and if I'm not entirely meticulous about cleaning this plate off, then there'll be more for me to lick later. Shucks. Right, that'll do. Time to fold. You just keep folding and folding until it's a fairly uniform brown throughout. That'll probably do. If you want the totally uniform mousse, then buy one from a supermarket. You can tell this is homemade because it looks a bit different. I'll just try a tiny bit, but this should go straight in the fridge and get nice and cold. Wow. A lot of this is down to the quality of the chocolate that you put in. I'm using a dark chocolate, so this is a really dark mousse. Right, how is it then? The ice cream machine's going in the background, so you might not be able to hear us very well. Any good?
Good.
Excellent.
Nice and chocolatey. And it's got nice kind of bits of chocolate in, so it's got a bit of texture, which is nice. So, like, yeah, bits and sort of different textures. Yeah, and taste of dark chocolate, so yeah, it's pretty
Excellent.
good.
So that, folks, is how to make bitty mousse.